قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيد الأولين والآخرين وإمام المتقين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this new episode of Ask Zad. We have our first caller for today, Brother Ayman from Belgium.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa
I was planning to do hijrah, and because I found it hard to live in this country and to practice my religion, but my parents don't like that idea that much. Should I follow my parents or should I still do hijrah?
This is not a one size that fits all. We have to look at the circumstances. So many people, many Muslims, when they see the amount of persecution they are suffering in their own countries that they were born, bred, and brought up in, they see the Islamophobes controlling every aspect of life. They ban them from practicing Islam. They ban them from wearing modest clothes. They ban them from behaving in a chaste way. They want them to strip off their clothes, to indulge in their filth, and to live like pigs. Unfortunately, life becomes unbearable. And this is the democracy they are calling for. When in some so-called democratic countries, the administration of companies and government offices are telling their employees to monitor one another when an employee goes to the toilet to answer the call of nature, if he carries a bottle of water with him, and to report this. A bottle of water now has become a lethal weapon. Number 5, this is problem. Why? Said, oh, this means that you're taking this bottle of water, so when you urinate or defecate, you wash yourself and clean yourself. Duh, what's the problem? No, this means that you are a religious person, committed to Islam. This goes against our democracy. Wallahi, it's so funny, it's sad, but it's so funny, so stupid. How did these people reach such offices? Answer is clear: by hating Islam and the Muslims. So I understand totally. And it is normal for people, for Muslims to want to flee and migrate. Leave them. Leave their countries. They don't have newborns. And they're getting too old. Their country will collapse if it's not already collapsed. So go back to your own original countries, live in a Muslim country, try to raise your children in an Islamic environment. However, you should always have a plan B. You can't go there when you don't have a degree, you don't have a profession, you don't have investments. You live there for 6 months, a year or 2 max. You deplete your savings and you go back rock bottom, having nothing, and you have to start from scratch. No, we don't want you to come and work as a janitor once again in this kafir country. Try to establish a degree, a profession, an experience, an investment, a source of income that is sustainable, so that when you travel for hijrah, you have a decent life to live and you don't need to beg people. This is important. Secondly, your parents, if they are independent, they're young, they don't physically need you, they're not bedridden, they're not going to be in danger if you leave, if they have other children who could take care of them or siblings of their own, if this is the case, you're not obliged to obey your parents if you're not getting any financial assistance from them. You're independent. So you can leave while maintaining the kinship, ties of kinship, and contacting them every single day and checking up on them, and Allah knows best. Sulaimani from Germany.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I saw a friend recently that he has a sign of Ayat al-Kursi in his car. And I want to ask you, how should I say him that is prohibited? And which way should it? So I want advice from you.
You can easily go to islamqa.info and you will find many fatwas in German, in English, in Arabic, stating that hanging verses of the Quran is disrespecting it. And hanging it with the intention that it would protect you is either minor shirk or major shirk, depending on what you believe in. So this false belief that it is something that protects you. People hang Ayat al-Kursi on their children or in their homes or in their cars. They keep it in their wallets, believing that it protects them. This is major shirk if they believe it protects them by itself. And it's a minor shirk if they think that having it or hanging it would be a cause for Allah Azza wa Jal to protect them through it. That would be minor shirk, and Allah knows best. Nasreen from France.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته شيخ.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I'm a medicine student and I'm beginning my internship this year. I have to face new responsibilities and I'm struggling. I'm struggling with the anxiety of making a mistake or hurting or killing a patient, and it prevents me from focusing. My intentions are clear in my mind. I choose the job to try to cure and relieve the patients. But as a human being, I may make a mistake during my career.
Nasreen, do you drive?
Sorry, excuse me?
Do you drive?
Yes.
And don't you ever have anxiety that you may hit someone or make an accident or kill a person?
Yes.
Okay. So do you eat and drink?
Yes.
Don't you fear that one day you may eat something and you may choke with it and you suffocate and die?
Not really.
You should consider it. See, the issue is that Shaitan, one of his tools, as mentioned in chapter Al-Imran, chapter 3, إِنَّمَا ذَلِكُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ يُخَوِّفُ أَوْلِيَاءَهُ. Verily, this is Satan intimidating you through his soldiers, or allies. So don't fear them, rather fear me. So the fear is from Shaitan. And Allah mentions in Surah Al-Mujadalah that النجوى من الشيطان ليحزن الذين آمنوا. That secret conversation between two is only from Satan so that they would depress the third one who doesn't hear what they're saying. So he's depressed. Are they talking about me? Are they making fun of me? So again, this depression comes from Shaitan. And in chapter 7, Surah Al-A'raf, Allah tells us that those who fear Allah, al-muttaqun, where they are afflicted sometimes by Shaitan, so that he would confuse them. And if they remember Allah Azza wa Jal, they would immediately be able to see. All of this tells us that shaitan is waiting, anticipating, lurking in the dark, waiting for us to slip and make a mistake. And he utilizes this. You have studied for 6, 7 years. You're qualified, you have A grades, everyone says that you're a good student and a good practitioner. Why do you doubt yourself like this? Have tawakkul, which means reliance, dependence, and trust only in Allah, not in your ability, not in your strength, not in your knowledge. Have trust in Allah and do what you do to the best of your ability. If things go wrong, Allah would excuse you and pardon you because you did your best. You're qualified and you tried your level best. Do you think that the best doctors on earth, the best surgeons on earth never have casualties when they operate or treat a patient? This is normal. It's part of the trade, business as usual. But when you look into what had happened, you will find no fault from their side. This is a divine will that Allah decreed that this person dies or he does not recover. I did my best. I gave the best treatment. So trust Allah. Think positively of Allah because shaitan does not want you to do this. Muhammad from Malaysia.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
When you pray and you're in your second rak'ah and you remember that you didn't read Fatiha, so do you straight away break your prayer or you continue and add another rak'ah for the
You
prayer?
did not recite the Fatiha in which rak'ah?
The first one, the previous rak'ah.
This means that the previous rak'ah is void. You cancel it. And you consider the second rak'ah, which you are standing now, to be your first. So if you recited the Fatiha and a surah, continue as it being the first. Do 2 sujood, then stand up for your actual second rak'ah. The first rak'ah, because you've reached the pillar that you had forgotten, is void and cancelled and erased. And of course, after finishing all of this, you offer sujood as-sahu after the salam. Talal from Canada.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
So, Sheikh, sometimes when we are laying down, so sometimes madi is emitted. So, there is a chance that madi would spread on thighs too. But when we go to washroom, so of course it's not 100% certain. So what should we do? Only wash the private part and the testicles, or should we also wash the thighs and the area around it? Barakallahu feekum.
You only wash the areas affected that you see were affected, and you wash your private part and the testicles. No need to go to the thighs and to the calf and to your ankles and to your toes, because you have no reason to think that it spread that far. It's not coronavirus. Rafin from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
Yeah, recently someone asked you a question regarding traveling to a non-Muslim country for tourism being haram, and you asked him who said this. I'm very confused because I heard the scholars say this. So what's the actual ruling?
Akhi, the scholars' opinion differ. So in the old times, the scholars would say it is not permissible to travel to non-Muslim countries unless you have 3 conditions fulfilled. Nowadays, the times are different, and the fatwa progresses and evolves according to our times. 25 or 30 years ago, the things that were available in Kafir countries are available in Muslim countries, unfortunately. So we have to look into what the reasons are. Number one, the country itself, who's traveling, and above all, my question was to stop the brother from quoting things he heard. We face this a lot when being asked, Sheikh, I heard so and so and so. Who did you hear it from? I don't know, I read it in the internet. No, matters of religion are not taken from Tom, Dick, and Harry. They're taken from scholars, students of knowledge, da'is who are well known in their aqidah, in their knowledge, in their moral conduct, in their religious commitment, who have a track record of being steady and stable, not flipping every single day to the higher bidder like so many are doing nowadays, unfortunately. So you take your religion from reliable sources, not I heard someone say, oh, I was in the tube, I was in the subway, and I heard to talk about a ruling, so I was confused, Sheikh. Ya akhi, who are they? So this is why I sometimes use the shock therapy to wake up people. Who said that? The guy's, whoops, I made a boo-boo. I don't know. So now you know. So coming back again, traveling to non-Muslim countries for tourism. Generally speaking, you have to have iman that would prevent you from falling into temptation. You have to have knowledge that would prevent you from responding to doubts about religion. You have to have a legitimate cause. This could be applicable even to Muslim countries. And we cannot simply say, don't travel. Someone who wants to go to a Muslim country, but this Muslim country has many sins openly committed than some European countries. Someone who wants to go to European countries for a week or 2 or 3, being in a cottage in the middle of a farm, not seeing any fitna, not being exposed to any whispers of shaitan or doubts, and he's just chilling and having a good time and eating halal food. Why would I say that? No, it's haram. So it's not one size that fits all, and I hope this answers your question. Vishal from Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So, Sheikh, I'm going through overthinking for some days, and I have a question regarding this. That means a doubt that you said that promoting those who promote their business with women, their income is haram. So now, Sheikh,
I did not say that. Again, I said it is haram to promote your halal business by posting pictures of women or using music. It is haram. Is the whole income haram? No, it's not. I'm selling mugs. Selling mugs is halal. People drink coffee, green tea like I do every time. And it's nice design. So it's halal business. Selling is halal. But if I use in an advert a woman drinking green tea, or if I put some music in the background, does this mean my income from selling this is haram? No, it's not. Partially it is. Part of the income that's generated through such ads might be haram, but the entire business is halal. So again, I get this all the time. Sheikh, you said this and that. The problem is not in what I've said. The problem in what you've understood. And so gazillion times, 99.99%, when I correct people and I tell them, please go back and listen to it again, they come, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. But you've already done the harm. The harm is already done. You've already shot people and killed people and accused people of this and that. not due to what they've said or done, rather to your own understanding. So I hope this clarifies this, Vishal. Sardur from US.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أحسن الله إليك شيخ.
وإليكم أخي.
We operate a furniture repair business where whenever we give an estimate or quote to a customer, let's say for $100, and then we tell them we have 5% on top of that as a sales tax, based on the province and the county you are in. But at the end of the year, when we do our taxes, there's a possibility that we may not pay that 5% in full to the tax agencies, because the tax agency provides you different legal ways to pay less in taxes by subtracting your yearly expenses and stuff like this. So because there's a possibility that you may not pay those 5% in full, would it be okay?
Akhi, Sardur, do you have VAT in your country?
Do we have, sorry, what?
VAT, value added tax, VAT.
No.
So if I'm fixing my a sofa in your shop and I'm paying you $105, does the tax, the IRS will come after me and say the $105 you paid, you have to pay us this amount, or they deduct it, or whatever?
Well, what I'm trying to say is...
Answer me. Would they charge me after I've paid you $105? Would they charge me anything?
Sorry. Probably 0 to none %.
Okay.
Most likely.
So if this is the case, whatever you tell the customer, this is on you, because the customer paid you the extra $5 thinking that is needed. If you were to tell them the cost is $105, full stop, whether there is taxes or not, whether there is extra charges or not, all what I want from you is $105. It's none of your business what I do with it. And they pay it willingly, you're fine. You can take the whole amount, do with it whatever you want. But the moment you say to them, your cost is $100, but you have to add to that 5%, which means that we will pay taxes and we need you to give us this so that we can pay the taxes on it, this is not halal for you. You have to calculate whatever you've taken and dispose of it in means of charity, and Allah knows best. Tawfiq from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Assalamu.
So, Sheikh, I don't know how to keep track of the correct Hijri date in my country, Bangladesh.
How to keep track of what?
Follow the date. To keep track of the correct Hijri date in my country.
Okay.
So would it be right for me to follow the date shown at my local masjid, or what else should I follow?
Most likely, if there is a group of Muslims that are tracking the moon, the crescent, every month, and definitely, hopefully, in a Muslim country, you will find Islamic centers or masjids or a group of Muslims, the Salafis or Ahl Hadith doing that. Then yes, it's sufficient for you to follow them, inshallah. Sumayya from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So my question is, I have an abaya and it's cut in a way that it's called an umbrella way. So basically at the end it's very, very wide compared to at the beginning. But it's okay, it's big, it's baggy. But when I wear it, it just kind of sits on me, kind of hugs me, but not in a tight way. But I thought that was normal. But compared to another abaya that's cut like in a the men's thobe way, is very straight, so it doesn't sit on me. So am I overthinking this, or is it okay? to pray in this and go after this?
I can't answer your question, Sumaya. This is something you have to ask your mom, your brothers, your father to look and comment. If they say to you, the second abaya, which wears like a thobe, exposes your buttocks, your chest, your shoulders, so it gives the viewer an insight of what's hidden, then this is haram. If they say the first abaya, which is the umbrella one, conceals your body and it's fine and it's oblique, then this is fine as well, inshallah. Fayaz from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
My question is there any special amal prescribed for the day 15 of Shaban? Since it is said that Allah forgive us on this day.
Okay, these days, unfortunately, are very famous in certain countries, and they highlight it similarly to the 27th of Rajab, the month we are in. So people designate certain deeds, certain forms of worship, certain adhkar. They gather and they make a mawlid or they make a celebration saying that this is the miraculous night journey. And there is nothing in Islam, neither the Quran nor the Sunnah, that supports this. Oh, Sheikh, millions of Muslims are celebrating it. You guys know more than them. The issue is not you guys looking down at us know more or not. The issue is, do you have proof from the Quran or from the Sunnah? So no, it's not mentioned in the Quran, but in the Sunnah, we have Maulana so-and-so says, show me, akhi, in Sahih al-Bukhari, Muslim, Sunan ibn Majah, An-Nasa'i, Tirmidhi, Abi Dawood, Musnad al-Imam Ahmad, the books of Sunnah, the books of Hadith. Show me your evidence. Oh, no, but it is, let me look. They go for a couple of months and come back, said, we didn't find anything. But Sheikh, our ancestors have been practicing it for centuries. This is what the idol worshippers said when the messengers came to them with the message of truth. They said, well, we can't abandon what our ancestors used to worship. And this is a big mistake. Likewise of the 15th of Sha'ban. You look around in the Sunnah and you'll find fabricated hadiths in the tens, weak hadiths, Hasan hadith maybe. And the best you get out of these hadiths, that this night is a blessed night. Like Friday, do you doubt that the day of Friday is a blessed day and the night of Friday that precedes it is a blessed night? No one doubts this. The hadith supports it. We have ample evidences of it. Okay, good. Is there anything specific that we can do? What do you mean? Because it's a blessed Friday night, can I offer tahajjud more than I used to? The answer is no. There is a prohibition. The Prophet said, do not specify the night of Friday of any special worship. And do not fast the day of Friday. But it's a blessed day. Yes, it is. But specifying and designating a form of worship as the one you're doing is an innovation. The Prophet didn't do it. Not only that, he prohibited us from doing it. So the same thing goes for the middle of Sha'ban. It's a blessed night. Allah Azza wa Jal may forgive all Muslims in it. But never ever we were told or instructed or commanded or directed or guided by the Prophet ﷺ nor his companions that this night is the night and we have to do Salatul Tasabih or do certain types of dhikr or from Isha till Fajr read the Quran. All of this is an innovation. I hope this makes sense, but those who are fixated, those who are in this stagnant water would never believe, would never be convinced because they don't have it in them that they want to follow Quran and the Sunnah. They would arrogantly say, do you think I'm going to worship Allah and He's going to punish me for that? The answer is yes. He's going to punish you not for worshiping Him, rather for leaving the Sunnah, for going against the way of the Prophet ﷺ, for thinking that you know better than him and better than his companions. May Allah be pleased with them. We have a short break. Stay tuned, and inshallah we'll be right back.
To sponsor Ask Zad program or to advertise, contact us at info@zad.tv. You will get the reward of all those who benefit from watching this show, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to talk about the book Interactions of the Greatest Leader. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reminded us through his guidance and example that Islam is complete submission to the will of Allah. For one who submits, a mere declaration or display of belief will not be taken for success, but his or her heart and soul will certainly be put to test. Allah tested the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam severely in order that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam becomes an example for his companions to follow. Similarly, he tests the believer to see whether he lives a righteous life in accordance with the instructions and commands set by Allah, or lives according to what his desires dictate. Whether the faith he displays is firmly rooted in his heart, or is it merely on the surface. He will be tested to see whether he will continue to have faith and love of Allah when in a calamity, as he does when in comfort, whether he will continue to remember and worship him if given bounties and comforts of life, as he does when he lives a modest life. Allah will undoubtedly test him to see if his faith, trust and love of him is unconditional, or is it conditioned upon good health and a comfortable life, free from stress and anxiety. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam showed us through his own example that for a righteous Muslim, this life is a testing ground where he will continue to be tested until he meets Allah. For him, tests will be conducted on earth while he lives, and not after he dies. He knows that as soon as death arrives and he steps into the next world, his tests are over. There, he only receives the result of his tests and enjoys the fruits of the deeds that he committed during a short span of time called life.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back. We have Daryl from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I'd like to ask, I'm applying for a job and they have an online interview portion where after I see the question I'm given, I'm allowed like prep time before I have to record my response and submit. But in the email they gave, they stated that we asked you not to use AI technology to complete these assignments and deliver authentic responses. So my question is, if I use AI to come up with responses to some questions and I memorize these day before my interview, but I don't use it during the interview has started, only answering with the script I have memorized, is this permissible or is this considered cheating?
This is considered permissible, but it's unethical. If you're not qualified to answer from the tip of your head and just give answers, maybe you're not qualified for the job. People should not cheat themselves before cheating others. It's like wearing a fake Rolex that actually costs, in reality, $30,000, but I bought it for $50. And I flash around with it. What are you doing? People think that it's real. Yeah, it's a good feeling. You're fake. So if you're not qualified, don't cheat. Because even if they're all convinced with it, how could you live with yourself knowing that you've cheated? Is it haram or halal at the end of the day? I wouldn't say it's haram because you've memorized it. What they did not want you to do is to cut and paste. If you memorize the answers, maybe the answers are wrong. So many times AI proven to be wrong, giving the answers to some of the questions. So Allah knows best. Sadman from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
So Sheikh, in exams, sometimes the teachers tell us to not share our belongings such as pen, pencils, calculators, etc. But when someone besides us forget to bring any of this, we give it to them and we share it in our exams. And the invigilator or the teacher actually doesn't say much about this, but they sometimes tell us not to do this and to be more cautious in the future. So my question is that is it permissible to share this to our someone sitting beside to us if we do not bring it or if they forget to bring it?
If the person supervising the tests or the teacher allows you, that's fine because you're not cheating. But if they don't allow you, you should not do that. Hassan from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I have a question about, can two brothers that are near puberty or past puberty or can they sleep on the same bed under the same blanket?
No. Those who are adults or above the age of 7, they should not share the same blanket at all. Nadeem from India.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
Sheikh, in a speech which was in my local language, I had heard that all of us do sins because the perfection is only for Allah. So my question is that by believing that all created things has limitation, is it also meant that all of the created beings do mistakes?
The answer is no. What you've heard is not correct. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, in an authentic hadith, كُلُّ بَنِي آدَمَ خَطَّى. All son of Adam commits mistakes. And the best of the son of Adams who make mistakes are those who frequently repent. So this is not all creation. Nowhere we will see that the angels sin or make mistakes. And we can go on and like this. Aqil from Sri Lanka.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Salamullah.
How are you, Sheikh?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
I have something to tell you briefly.
This is not briefly, this is too long, taking too long. People could have asked 4 questions. You have something to say briefly, say it, akhi. Spit it out. Okay, he did spit it out. Muhammad from Pakistan. Mustafa from Sweden. These people come, log in, and they're not patient, so they leave. That's why we can't find them. Bailey from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So when we try to learn a new language, we have to watch videos of these languages to improve our listening. So if we are not watching movies, but we are watching YouTube videos and shorts, which sometimes have music, then will it be a sin as we are watching them in the intention of learning? And are you going to do Ramadan series this year, like every year? I wait eagerly for this.
It is not permissible for people to listen to music, even if their intention is noble and to learn the language. There are thousands and thousands of halal ways where you can learn the language without committing haram. So this is not permissible. As for Ramadan series, inshallah Azza wa Jal, we will have a daily program every day in Ramadan till the 20th or the 21st of Ramadan, inshallah Azza wa Jal. I have no idea what the topic would be, but let us see. Ishal from the UK.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
In the Quran, Allah mentions about helping him in Surah Muhammad, ayah number 7, even though he is self-sufficient. So in what sense should this be taken? And also about Allah having hands, how should we understand it in a correct way? Jazakallah.
I did not understand your first part of the question. Ishal.
Sheikh, it is mentioned that people helping Allah, like in Surah Muhammad, ayah number 7, and Surah Saf, ayah number 14. But isn't Allah self-sufficient? So
I don't remember in an ayah that says if you help Allah, Allah will help you. Maybe you are referring to in tansurullaha yansurkum wa yuthabbit aqdamakum, which means that if you fight for the cause of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah will grant you victory and He will make your feet steadfast. So this is not that Allah needs you. It is like when Allah says, pray and you will enter Jannah. This is the reward for it. Not that Allah needs your prayer or need your zakat or need your help. And in the same, in other verses, Allah says, had it been Allah's will, He would have defeated the enemies on His own. But He wants to test you to see what you do. And this is logical. If Allah wants to annihilate the whole of the population on earth, nobody could even object or do anything about it. But He, the Almighty subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His wisdom and knowledge, is testing us to see what we do. Adam from Germany. Adam. Sundus from Germany.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So I use like bathroom without paying for it, and I use like public transportation in another country. So should I like try to find them and reach out like to say like I want to put a donation, since it's kind of hard to find the public transportation and the stores?
Number one, you have to ask Allah for forgiveness. You have to repent to Allah for committing such a sin and taking people's money and availing their service without paying for it. And thirdly, you have to pay whatever you owe them back to them if it's possible. If it's not possible, then you have to take this amount of money and give it in means of charity to cleanse your wealth. And one of the means of the charity is to sponsor Ask Zad programs, as you always see in the very beginning with the email info@zad.tv. Arubi from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Some people here says that we should not ask for patience from Allah because with patience comes trial, because you will need trial to show patience. So they say to ask for trial-free life instead, and to not have calamities in life, and they discourage asking for sabr. This sounds a bit logical, but if it was true, why did Prophet teach us dua for patience? So is it baseless?
No, this is not true. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, أَفْرِغْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا. Allah is saying that the believers say, oh Allah, bestow upon us patience. So why not ask for Allah to cast patience upon you? However, we are instructed to ask Allah for al-afiyah. We are prohibited from asking Allah to test us. Like you say, test me. I am patient. I am strong in belief. Test me. Try me. This is totally prohibited. And the Prophet said, Salillah al-afiyah. Ask Allah for well-being, afiyah, forgiveness, and a good life. Because nothing is better in this life more than afiyah and certainty. Uthman from Pakistan.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, my question is regarding like muddy. If you find traces of muddy on your underwears and you want to clean, so I have read this, that sprinkling water make it pure, but sometimes even when you put it under the tap water, it's hard to remove it. So in this case, what is your advice and what is the ruling?
This is an issue of dispute whether sprinkling it is sufficient or running the water and washing it. And I am inclined to running the water on it and washing it is safer. Now, having said that, it is not true that it is difficult even if you wash it, because madhi or prostatic fluid or precum is water solvent. It's made of water, so water would dissolve it. Maybe some traces would be left, but the color or the traces are negligible. You can ignore it. Just wash it off and move on. Yahya from Morocco.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I know that enjoining good and forbidding evil from the characteristics of the Ummah. And the problem is that I have OCD of enjoining good and forbidding evil. Nearly, I want to change everything. And sometimes the OCD forces me to speak without knowledge. I can't even get out, even to work to make money because of this problem. Especially I'm living in environment full of music, ghaiba, and cursing Allah. And in my neighbors, in my family, just few people who is multazimin. Yani. And maybe I know something is haram, but I don't know how to advise, when to advise. And sometimes the waswas force me to do something wrong and say something's wrong, which is halal, and I say haram, and the likes.
It is best to refrain from talking rather than talking while doubtful whether this is right or wrong. So it's best for you, when you have no knowledge, to not talk, not comment. And when you have knowledge, you have to be able to weigh the pros and cons. If I were to speak, would the result and the consequences outweigh the harm? Then I should go for it. That's why those who enjoin virtue and righteousness and forbid evil and transgression have to be knowledgeable in what they do, forbearing in what they do, kind in what they do. So you have to know the approach, you have to possess the knowledge, and you have to ask Allah for guidance and weigh the pros and cons, and not allow shaitan to deter you from leaving the house or living a normal life, because this is not the way the Prophet ﷺ or his companions lived. They did not live in isolation or in a shell. They exposed themselves to the public, they went and mixed with people, and they did whatever they had to do to the best of their ability. Ahmed from Spain.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
My question is about urine incontinence. I mainly feel this feeling immediately after I have used the bathroom.
For how long?
Up until an hour. What?
For how long afterwards?
Hour or two.
And you actually drip and leak?
Yes.
So it's a it's a medical problem.
Yes.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes when the prayer time is about to end, I pray on a chair because like making sujood would be difficult.
No. This is not permissible. What you have to do is the following. Those who have urine incontinence and it is continuous, it's a medical problem. They are dripping, they're leaking. It's not something that comes only for a few minutes after urinating and it stops for 6 hours. No, it's continuous. These people, we say to them, because you cannot control it, if it does not have a time frame that stops, so if it continues for an hour or two, then stops. So after 2 hours, there is still 1 hour for the other prayer to come. You have to wait these 2 hours until it totally stops, wash yourself, make wudu, and pray clean. If it continues, and you know it's going to continue to the other prayer time, and this first prayer is going to elapse, the time would be over. In this case, no problem. Go to the toilet, wash yourself, and put pads or tissue so that it would prevent urine from exceeding its place. Make wudu and go pray normally, standing and bowing and making sujood. Even if something comes out, your prayer is valid until the whole time is over elapsed. Then you need to repeat the process once again. This is all the time we have. And until we meet tomorrow at 4:30 Sunday, inshallah, I leave you fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين